Hi, hello, welcome to Daksh Tutorials. In this tutorial today, I am going to tell you to write a program of swapping two integers in C sharp, but those two integers are received as command line arguments. Okay, so not like normally we are not inputting through keyboard or we are not giving directly in the program, but those integers are received as command line arguments. So initially first we will say what is meant by swapping. Swapping is nothing but suppose I have given a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20. After swapping I should get a as 20 and b as 10. Okay. For this to do we will be taking with help of a third variable and without the help of third variable. Okay, but now I will be using with the help of third variable. In another session, I will tell you how to do this without using the third variable. So I will be taking the third variable as C. So the simple logic that is I will be assigning that third variable C is equal to A and A is equal to B and B is equal to C. Okay, so what happened here? Now C is equal to a means now the C is stored the value of A that is 10. Okay, and now here what we did A is equal to B means now the value of the stored A is replaced with the value of B that is 20. And now what happened? B is equal to C. So B is equal to C means B is equal to C. C what is there in C? That is 10. So now your B got replaced with 10. Then display A and B. Then you will be getting A as 20 as B as 10. So that is what we will be seeing now. So how to do this? This is a logic that we will be seeing. That is the logic we should use. But the what is the new thing in this is that how we will be using the numbers which are received in command line arguments. Okay, for that all these are the header files. These are by default in Visual Studio. Those will be entering coming. We no need to bother. We have to only see the logic that is written after your void main. Okay, so what is this? What in the static void main string asks first itself I am checking the condition. What is that? If args dot length is equal to double equal to 0 means here whatever the arguments we have to pass because those are command line arguments. So 0 means what? If you are not passing any arguments then you have to output, that is output. How you do the output? Console dot write line is a way how you give the output, and to take the input we will be saying console dot read line. So console dot write line you will be saying no arguments are submitted and then you will be returning. But if this condition fails then we are writing the console dot write line swapping two numbers passed from command line means this is the output first shows for you whenever your output screen is displayed. And what is that I am using here? Environment dot new line means it is a system property that will be entering into the new line. So now I have to first add two, we have to take two numbers, right? So instead of n1 and n2 I will be writing here number 1 and number 2. So I'm taking them as, though we have to pass it as integers, I'm taking them as strings because in command line arguments those are by default they are strings. If you see here in main we are writing string args, it means that the arguments are of the type strings, so we have to take them as strings, string number 1 and string number 2, and we are assigning them as null because we are not taking in, those have to be taken by default with the help of command line, so we are not entering anything. And as I told you I am using temporary variable, so I have used here string temporary variable and that is also assigned to null. And now populate the variables from the arguments. So now we have to take the arguments. So how we are doing? I am using for loop. I am taking one initializing and I int I is equal to 0. I is less than args dot length. Args dot length means args dot length. You will be, as if you are entering two numbers, you will getting 0 and 1. So length will be 1. Okay, in that way. 2 length will be 2 and that will be starting from 0 and we are incrementing. And I am using the try catch. It's a better way to program any, always you write the logic in the try block so that if there is any small error or minor error that will be catched by your catch block. So n1. So what did I do here? I've taken number 1. I've changed the namings, right? So I'll write here copy and I paste it here. Okay, and even I paste it here number 2 and I'll change it to number 2. So now I'm assigning number 1, that is string number 1, to the args of I dot to string. Args of I means what? Now what is the value of I? It is 0. So args of 0 dot to string. So it will be taking the first value whatever is passed in the command line, and that will be stored in the number 1. And number 2, I plus 1 means 0 plus 1, that is 1, and that will be stored in number 2. So that is what I have written here, first arg value and second arg value, argument value. And now I have mentioned the console.writeLine is nothing but outputting. So I am saying I want to display those numbers before swapping and after swapping. So I have written before swapping, and I have to write here number 1, and here I have to write number 2. Okay, so I'm just outputting those number 1 and number 2, and now I'm writing the logic. Which logic? The same logic which I have told for you, that is temp is equal to number 1, that is A, and A is equal to B, that is number 1 equal to number 2, and number 2 is equal to temp. And now again I am writing console.writeLine after swapping, and here again I have to write it as number 1 and here it is number 2. Okay, and in catch block, what is that I am writing in catch block? Just if there is any error, you just mention, you just catch the error and then finish. So now the logic is clear, right? What is that I am doing? I am just writing the string, whatever the string numbers, I am just mentioning the number 1 as strings, and then I am storing those, I am storing the value of arguments in the number 1, and then in the for loop I am just writing my logic. So let's see in Visual Studio how to do that. So I'm just opening my Visual Studio 2017, and then how to open it? Go to File, New Project. Sorry. Okay, go to File, Project. In the project, as it is a Visual C# code, just open Visuals and Console Lab. Here we can, after selecting that, just write it is swapping two numbers. Swapping command line. I'll write command line arguments, right? So I'm just writing swapping command line arguments and then click OK. Once you say OK, all the required in Visual Studio, always whenever you click, you will be getting everything by default. You just have to write the code. See now, I did not write anything but swapping command line, the name of the project, whatever I've been programmed, and static void main. These all have come by default. So what I have to do now, I just copy the code, whatever I have written here, and I will paste it there after static void main. Okay. Copy and then paste it here. So in copy paste, you have to check with the braces and all whether everything has been perfect or not. Okay. So we did not get any error, then you save it. But now what is that you have to remember is, one second, I'll zoom it out because these are very small. I'll make it 150. Okay, so now you can easily see the code and all here. Okay, fine. So now everything is well done. So we don't have to do, already I have explained you the logic and I just copy paste. So now to pass command line arguments, you have to go to the project's properties. Project property you can see either in Solution Explorer. Okay, in Solution Explorer you could see this property setting symbol. You could just click here and you will get the properties. Or else if you don't do that, just go to the project menu, and in that you could see your project name. What is my project name? Swapping command line and its properties. Then you will get this. Okay, either the way you can do. After coming to here, go to the debug. Okay, in the debug, here you could see configuration, start project, and start options. You have command line arguments. Here you give command line arguments. I am giving 10 and 20. Just as you are passing two variables, where I have to use only two here. So I am using only two, separate by space. Okay. And then save it, and then now start executing your project. Okay, so I've entered 10 and 20. So it is saying, see, swapping two numbers passed from command line arguments. Before swapping, what are the numbers? First number is 10, second number is 20. After swapping, first number is 20, second number is 10. So you understood. The only thing you have to concentrate here is all about how to pass your command line proper arguments. How to pass your command line arguments from the properties or a project properties window. You just go to the properties and then here you write the arguments. You can write any arguments, and whatever the arguments you write, those two will be swapped. And what you have to remember here, how to take those things, that is from int. And first of all you have to remember that all the command line arguments, even though you give us that integers, it will by default takes as a string. So for that you have to parse your strings, that is args I dot to string. So what happened, it will be moving, it will be storing. Okay, understood? You, that will be stored in those variables, and that the same way you can write. In another session I will tell you how to swap without using the temporary variable. Thank you. Have a nice day.